Okay, today I am in Bend, Oregon, and the first trail that I'm going to attempt is the Skyliners Trail. And I'm not quite sure where I'm going, so hopefully this works out okay. Looking for a sign. Okay, we're on Skyliner. Now Skyliner is a blue intermediate trail, and I think it's like 3 miles long, and it will take us down to intersect where Phil's trail is. So we'll do our best. I don't know what I'm getting myself into, so as I've never ridden here, we just arrived yesterday. I've watched a few videos and it looks to be pretty good. And then that's always deceiving, right? So you can only do it as best you can. So I think this is sort of, my assumption was that this is a sort of a downhill trail, but I think it's sort of like more of a cross-country trail so far. Or you certainly can garner some speed if you like. Like I said, we'll just do it and see how she goes. And I'll be coming back up this trail at the end of the ride. So a little bit of a climb. A little bit of an uphill. I'm starting relatively early. I think it's before 9 o'clock, and there was already a few cars in the parking lot. So a rocky area. It was a little bit of a climb, but nothing too bad. Just my legs ain't warmed up yet, so once I get my legs underneath me, it'll be better. So this is pretty much a forested kind of area. We're in, I'll probably mispronounce it, Deschutes National Park or State Park. I think it was national, it said. And we're probably 20 minutes outside of Bend. We're actually staying in a little Airbnb that's not too far from this trailhead, so most of my rides will focus in and around this area. So today I'm doing a solo ride. I'm with my wife Jill, and she's taking the dogs out. We're gonna go to some river. It's actually around mid-June, and the temperatures are going up. So the dogs will have a nice dip in the water. So a little bit of a down. So on this ride I'm going to hit quite a few different trails, and we're going to have to see how she goes. As I told my wife, I don't know what I'm getting myself into, so you don't want to ever overextend yourself, especially when you're older. So I think this day will be a shorter ride than what I have planned for my next solo ride, because I will be riding 2 days with Jill. So and the trails here all seem to be, you know, 2, 3, 4, 5 miles long. So, but if they're flowy like this trail, it eats up the miles pretty quick. And even though we had that little bit of a climb at the beginning, it wasn't too strenuous. A little bit of a punch up here. And this is a two-way trail, so like I said, I'll be coming back on this trail. So gotta keep your head up, make sure someone's not coming the other way and you pick them off. So far the trail's been quite cross-country-ish. I'm actually riding at a pretty hard gear, for me anyhow. At home I'm doing so much climbing, I'm usually in a lower gear or higher gear. Some trees, a little punchy up. So far so good. Going at a pretty decent pace for me. And from watching videos, the one comment that was pretty consistent was that the trails when dry get quite sandy and dusty, and so I just got to be more conscious of going into the corners and maintaining good position and not losing any front or rear tires because of the loose dirt or sand. So far so good. The grip has been pretty good, but I'm conscious of that. Bit of a climb, get down a bit. Walk roll. Oversteer. Almost lost it there. Be careful of the soft edge. Stay in the middle, relatively speaking. I did pump my tires up a little bit more than I normally would for grip purposes at home with all the rocks and stuff like that. So, gotta be conscious of that, obviously. So I definitely will roll faster, even though speed really isn't my jam or my deal. I have a very slow leak in my rear tire too, so I tried to fix it because I bent my rim a couple rides ago, and I've bent the rim like 3 times, so needless to say, it's coming to its last legs. So I'll either have to put a tube in it, get a new rim or new wheel built by the good people at Coast City. Cam especially, I think he's the one that does it, so there's been a couple of occasions where you have to shoot through a narrow spot between 2 trees, but nothing's been too bad. I clipped my bar end on one, but I didn't do much. Little bobble maybe, that was it. Brute. weaving through the forest. Other than the sort of first little rocky area, it's been pretty easy, I would say. You know, I'm sure it's a shade of blue because of the width, but I would say that it's fairly green, easy blue so far. But you don't know until you try. And I think that's the end of it. I think that's the end of Skyliner, I believe.